and welcome to Hixxy Studio. Today I am going to show you how to use the Elizabeth Craft Designs pizza box die to make things like this. So inside each of these I have a little matching card, and apart from the embellishments like the butterflies here and the dragonfly and these little mats, everything else comes with the die. So this is the packaging. I've got all mine out. So this is the die you get. This will cut out your pizza box. It cuts and it scores. I don't know if you can see these outer lines here. They to me they look darker. I don't know what it looks like on the camera. And then you've also got some lines along here. They're not as raised, so they're not going to cut through, but they are going to give you a score line. Okay, now word of warning when you use dies like this: if you use something that's too lightweight, too thin, even those score lines are going to start to cut through your material. So you need to use a reasonable weight card. I'd say minimum 200, probably 240 and above. Okay, now what also comes with it, and this is the same with most of these sort of things from Elizabeth Crafts, it comes with a whole load of other things. So it comes with this mat, this floral mat, which I've used on the back of this one. And then it also comes with this amazing set of nesting dies. So you have this outer scallop circle that'll cut a solid scallop. Did I say circle? I think I need to go back to school. A scalloped square. Okay, then you've got a stitched edge square that will nest inside of that. And this one also fits around the edge of here. You can see it here on my purple one. You also then get a set of circle nesting dies. So you get the outer one, which is a scallop, then a plain, and then you get a stitched, and then you get another plain. And those are the ones I've used on here. Okay, so we will start by cutting the box itself and assembling that so that it can be dry. Okay, so this is the die that we need, and I have a piece of card here. Now this is an A4 piece, kept the length, and I've cut it to 6 inches, so that's more than enough. So we're going to put this on and we're going to tape it down. And we are going to, really this should cut on not too much pressure, but because I don't want to put a lot of pressure on and for it to then the score lines to be cutting through, so we'll try on the minimum. Now the other thing with a die like this, where you've got quite long lines and then you've got these perpendicular lines, try not to put it straight on. Try to angle it a little bit. It just sort of spreads the pressure a little bit more as it's going through the machine. This one needs to be on the top there. Okay, all right. So then we're going to angle the card, not the actual plate. We're going to put that through the machine. So as you saw me put green card, you probably noticed that it's this one that I'm going to be focusing on. So I'll move the purple one out of the way. Okay, right, so we're going to have a look. Yep, I can see that's cut. I can also, let me take it off the thing. I can also see, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, sort of here where it's scored. Now it's not going to be hugely scored. The thicker your card or the less pressure you've got on your machine, those score lines are not going to be as clear. But they will be there. They will be enough for you to be able to see where the folds should be. Okay. Now it really is as simple as that, because there is no more cutting. Everything is already cut. So where the tabs are, they're already cut. The hole, this is for if you look here, the hole bends over to make this half circle here, and then you've even got this the little tab bit. It's all already cut. It's just a case of running the die through the machine. Now, next step we're going to do is to burnish all of our score lines. And you can see my machine has got just a nice amount of pressure. You might just be able to see there's a nice little emboss on each of these edges as well. It's a nice sort of little finish. So we're going to. It really is worth taking the time to make sure that you. I've got a bit of glue on my thing. That you burnish all of the score lines. It will make life so much easier when you come to fold this to create your box in a moment. Okay. Cool. Once we've done those there, we need to do this one here. And this one here. And then this one here. Right. Oh, no, I'm not finished, because what I've not done is these two in the middle here. Probably two of the most important ones. And I've not done them. So that one there. And this one here. Okay. So we are now all scored, and now it's a case of assembling. Okay. Oh no, look. I told you. As soon as you start to assemble, you know where you haven't scored. And I hadn't burnished. I hadn't burnished that one, and I hadn't burnished that one. And it becomes very evident when you try to do something that you haven't done it. Which was fine at the stage I was, but if you've already got it half stuck and then you're like, ah. Okay, so now, can you see that this is angled? When you are, I'm not putting any glue on it yet. When you are lining this up, you're not lining it with the top there. You are lining it with that fold, and you can see you get this ever so slight little bit that's above, and that's meant to be there. So don't worry about that. I'm just going to bring my pegs in so that I can keep that secure. Glue. Okay, right. So I am going to start by, let me try and think. Yeah, now I'm going to do these ones first. And the reason being because there's two stages in this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue here and here. And then I'm going to put them there. And hopefully I'll put some longer pegs in here that will go in on that one. Same with these as above, as I mentioned just now. Make sure the ends are lined up. Okay. Okay, so that's that bit done. And then we're going to do these bits up here. Piece and this piece. And put the little pegs ready. Now remember, we're lining up the edge of this with the fold, not with the slight slant of the tab. So that bit is going there. And that bit is going there. Okay. Now the next bit I'm going to do is here. This is the last bit I'm going to do because this then brings that over. So we want to get this finished first. Hopefully that's now stuck. And what we then do is to put glue, just trying to hold it so you can see it, glue along this bit here. And then this bit folds over, sorry. And again, I'm going to put some pegs along there. Just get that to grab. while I'm doing the other bits. Probably overkill with the pegs, but there you go. Right, so these bits should be done now, hopefully. Now the last bit to glue are these bits, and they glue to this here because this will hold the lid there. So I'm just going to bend that back because not only do we want it to bend that way, but we also want it to stay open when we're looking inside. So I'm going to put some glue on these two tabs. Ooh, not on the inside. So some glue on this tab and then some glue on this tab, and then again line up the end, the end of the back piece of card with the actual fold. And we're getting one of the long ones. It's gonna kind of, oh, that's not gonna work. I'll just hold that one for the minute. And this push. Oh. Okay. There. And this one here. If you use red liner tape, you'll get an instant grab. I'm not getting an instant grab off my glue at the moment. I'm having this problem with all day with glue. But please bear with me. It will grab. It just, for some reason, it's just not drying very quickly today. Okay, let's take these ones out. That is up on the bottom. I think those might just about. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close the box because actually that will keep those there. Now, I got this wrong several times. This is the bottom of the box. This bit with the flaps is the bottom of the box, and the lid goes over these two like so. Oh, glue on my mat. And what that does then, it then gives you the thumb bit here, yeah, to hold on to when you open and close the box. Okay, so that's the box made. So I'm going to leave it closed just so that those two bits at the end will all dry. And now it's a case of decorating, and we're going to make a card at the same time, so they're going to be the same. All right, let me just pack away my pegs. I don't need those for the moment. So I have a piece of card here, and I've cut it to, what do I cut it to? Ooh, 4 1/8. Is that? Yeah, 4 1/8 by 8 1/4. So 4 1/8 by 8 1/4. So that means I need to score this at 4 1/8, and this size will then sit. So I'm looking for my scoring tool. I'm not seeing it. Let's see if I've got another one there. There we go. So 4 1/8 will give you the perfect size to fit inside the pizza box. Okay. These little pizza boxes, this is the first thing I thought was, oh, lovely. You make a nice little matching card to go in, but it doesn't have to be a card to go in. I've also made a few, not decorated them, but just to store die cuts in. So if when I'm prepping things, I might need to die cut quite a few bits and just to stick them in. So using some of my old, that kind of card you look at and you think, I don't know, what am I going to do with it? Use those to make some pizza boxes, just to store things. You label them. So, you die cut butterflies and things. For me, it's when I'm prepping and I've got lots of things either left over or lots of bits I need for demo. So yeah, these are going to be quite a useful addition. Anyway, so we have our box and we have our card base. We now need to create the decorations. So for this, I have used all of these decoration dies, apart from, I didn't use this one. This is the one that I did on this purple one here. Okay. So I was being a bit tight with my card. So let me show you what I did. Let me find my bit. So this is all I'm going to use to cut everything out. And that's because I'm going to sort of sort of gutting, if you like. So if you look, I've got, let's move the box that way, just look at the card. Let's move these out the way so we can focus. So in this lovely sort of orange card, I've got the scalloped square, and then I've got the bigger of the plain circles. So I'm going to take the bigger of the plain circles and I'm going to put it in there because it's not going to show. Right? It's not going to show, and you know it saves me on card. So I've then got this, my pattern paper, and I've cut my stitched square and my stitched circle. I'll cut that from the middle. I then have on the green, I have my scalloped, the biggest scalloped circle, and then the small plain circle. Okay. Now this bit of card here is for me to cut my dragonfly with, and I've used the dragonfly out of Jeanine's Art Hummingbee, all kinds of insects. A lovely one. I'm going to cut that. I'm only going to cut it once. I have on the card also cut it out of paper, this paper and vellum. I've already got this bit prepped. So I just need, I'm thinking just one of those. Have I got, do I need two of those? Ooh, might have to do a couple of cuts here. Wait a minute, let's have a look. No, that one's done. I think I just need one back. That's okay. So I only need to run this through once. So the key with this when you are using dies in this way is taping them down. Because if you don't tape them down, cutting bit. You don't tape them down, they're going to slide, and then you're going to have a little bit of a disaster. So we're going to put this on here. I am going to make sure that I've angled, this is a square die, so I've just slightly angled it. I'm going to make sure that my square die is firmly anchored to the board as well as the card, because what I don't want is the card sliding. And then I'm going to anchor the circle, and I'm going to anchor that all the way over. So it's anchored to the paper and to this die and to the board. Okay. So I'm reusing tape. That's why it's all stuck together. So I'm going to do a similar thing here. Ah, she says. Won't get hold of the paper. Similar thing here. So I'm going to make sure that that is firm. And then this is going over. And then this one. I need some more tape. So we're going to make sure we've got this anchored to the board as well as the card. And then that one there. And then our little dragonfly can just come up here. Okay, so we're all sorted with all our dies. And these are all what we call simple shapes. Some of them might be a bit close to it. They're all simple shapes. So decided it was going to take it. Didn't think it was for a moment there. That is just cutting into the plate. That is, I think, I did clean my plate. Okay, good. So let's see how we've done. Oh, it looks like they've all cut. Yeah. So you can see you don't need, when they're, like I say, these simple shapes, there's no intricate bits at all. Even the dragonfly is a simple shape. They have all cut nicely. Just move the board out of the way, and let's move tape and pop out our little layers. Now, you don't have to use all the layers. I just chose to because they were there and I could. Let's stop these back on. And in excuse me. there. My tape. At the moment, it's not too messy. So see, that one goes over there. You can't see that there was a hole in the orange one now. And then we've got the green scallop goes over there. Those two go over there. That one goes over there. So you can see, well, you can't see that I've actually cut into those these three layers. Just a good way of not wasting. You might think, oh, it's not wasted a lot. No, it's not particularly, but it does mean I didn't have to necessarily cut into another brand new piece of card. So sometimes it is worth just holding on to little bits and pieces like that. Right, so there we go. There's our dragonfly. There's nothing to emboss on this dragonfly. It's just a simple shape. Well, actually, there's a little body, but that's done anyway. Okay. So we have all the pieces, all the layers there for the box. I've already done them for the card. We're going to stick these on in a moment. And I have, here we go, I've got one dragonfly that is already attached to the base. This one is the one that isn't. So let's stick that now so it has time to start drying. And so all I'm doing is sticking it down the body so that if I want to, I can sort of 3-dimension. That's not the right phrase, but you know what I mean. Make the wings sort of stand up from the card. Okay, so there's our two dragonflies, and literally all now is to assemble. So looks like I cut on the wrong side there, but not to worry. Make sure we've got this around the right way. So you can tell because you've got the little thumb bit there. So 1, 2, and in fact what I'm going to do, just give them time to dry, I'm going to do the same on each one as we go. And that way, see, that one slid a little bit. You can see I'm very, very close to that not being enough to hide. So that shows the importance of making sure that your dies are secure before you cut. Yeah. And what I really like about this die, I mean the worker die really is this one, is that's it. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to work out where to fold it and where to cut the tabs. Everything is done for you in one pass through the machine. It's really quite brilliant. And then you can then spend your time doing what I'm doing now, which is just decorating. And like I said, you know, there are more things you can use these little pizza boxes for than just a boxed card. I immediately thought box cards because it's what, when I do commissions, box cards are what I do. And so I always, whenever I see a sort of a box like this, I think, matching card inside. So this is a really nice little one. This makes it into almost more of a gift than just a card. and on here. Just trying to keep making sure I've got the things up the right way. And then the little circles. Oops, that one was a bit off center. And then we're going to put the dragonflies. So when I attached the top one, I did just put it on the body, but I'm going to put it on the body and that base wings. I'm going to position that in that circle. Like I said, the base part of the dragonfly I've done in that dark sort of gold, orangey gold colour. But then I cut it out twice more for each, one out of the pattern paper, but I felt it was just a little bit bright for what I wanted, so I then cut it out again in vellum and stuck the vellum one on top of the pattern. It just tones it down a little bit. That's what to be honest with you, that's really what I use vellum for. I'm not, into parchment craft or anything. I really like just plain vellum, just to sort of take things down a notch or two. And I've got some lovely little flatback pearl embellishments here. I'm just going to pour them out and hope I brought enough with me for both. We'll see. So what I've done is, if you're sort of a crafter, you've done a lot of crafting, we tend to do things in threes. So there's 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, but then there's 3 lots of. So it just kind of seems to balance out. So I'm just going to put, I was thinking, why have I got 2 cards? That's because you've already decorated that one. So I'm going to put my, oh, I've got a little bubble. That's really not what I wanted. 1, 2, 3. And I don't measure it. I kind of just eyeball it. I don't always get it right. And with it being wet glue, you can wiggle it round a little bit. So I need one on the head. But I'm just going to put it down because they'll be movable. Oh, stick. There, and then 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Then I need a little wax thing here. And just going to place them on. Like I say, you can see with it being wet glue, it gives you a little bit of kind of wiggle room. So you haven't quite got them even as you would like, or they're not in line like you would like. Then you've got a little bit of time to move them. Just to be awkward, all my flatback pearls just want to sit on their round side so that I can't get hold of them. And then we're putting 3 down the middle of the body of the dragonfly. Okay, that's that one. Oh, now I put 4 down. It didn't look quite right. Let's hope I've got enough pearls. Hello. That's 4 on there. Okay, and we'll do the same here. 1, whoops, 2. Let's see if we can get the rest of these to turn over. Almost there. 1 there. So that one's not quite in line. And then there. And there. And then, yes, I got 4 for the body. I did manage to count properly. So on the head, and then 3 down the body. 1, 2, and 3. Right. So there you have your pizza box. If we open our pizza box up now, those bits that weren't dry earlier are now dry, and your little card will just sit perfectly in there. And you can see that you've got room to put a lot of embellishments on the card. If you look the depth, you can see I'm nowhere near reaching the top. So you've got room to put the embellishments on. Remember, those little bits tuck in there, and then the box closes quite easily. So brilliant, brilliant die set. I love this. I mean, this in itself, I think, is worth the money. But then you get all these other dies. This is great. A lovely little nesting set for your small cards. And what's really nice is they're not all the same. So you've got scallops, you've got stitch, you've got plain. So it's a real variety. Plus you've got this lovely little pattern die as well. So a brilliant little set for making your pizza boxes, for making cards to go with them, or for making cards, you know, not even anything to do with pizza boxes. And as I said earlier, pizza boxes really great for storing your die cuts in. Just, you know, keep things together, like all your butterflies or all your, I don't know, all your leaves or your flowers. Really, really useful die set. So definitely one that I think is worth investing in. So that's the pizza box die from Elizabeth Craft Design. Thank you for joining me.